Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So we are going to do activity 1.1 until 1.3. So you can just check and use this video to see if you understand how to do this. Okay, so skill 1, writing a new email. You're going to send an email to your teacher. The email will be about your friends and family. This is what an email account looks like. So I have mine open over here. I have ordered mine into Unread and everything else. So it's a bit blurry, but I'm sure if you just open your Gmail account, you will see everything that they show here. Compose lets you write a new email. Some providers might say new instead of compose. We have compose on Gmail. I like Gmail because it's very user friendly, and our book is also about this, so it just helps. This is where emails will appear. You can see there are no emails here yet. Mine has a lot of emails in here. Um, I have unread ones and I have read ones. Um, not the color red, just like past tense of read. Then these are email folders. You will learn about these in skill 5, but just so that you see some of them, here are some email folders, and you put all of them. You can actually click on email and say move to wherever you want. You can make a new one as well. You can create a new one and just say let's call this new folder, or we can maybe say year 9s for me, year 9, and then we just say create, and then it has been moved to my year 9. So I just need to find it. But yeah, we will go through that. It is there. I'm just not going to use the video to go through all of that. But yeah, you have folders, and yeah, that's the first part. We just go through how the email should look like. And if you're wondering whose email this is, you can just hover your mouse over there. So this is for Mr. Erasmus. It gives you the email address right there. So we have everything we need to continue or to finish this part. So they say first log into your email account. I have done this. And to compose a new email, click on the compose button. So I say compose. So right here, I'm going to start composing a new email. In Gmail, a new window appears with the title New Message. So this is the one we have over there. Compose is to create something new. For example, composing an email means writing a new email. You can also compose music, so you're creating a new song, you compose it. Then activity 1.2. Okay, you're also wondering how are we going to show that we've done all of this. So you just open a Word document, blank, and this is activity 1.1, activity 1.1, and I'm just going to underline and bolden it just so it stands out. And then on my keyboard, I'm going to press print screen, showing that I have done this. So I'm just going to say print screen on my keyboard, and I press Control V to paste, or you can just press the paste over here. You can also see they say Control plus V, so you can choose which one's easier for you. What I want is for you to crop this so that we just have that part there. There we go. And you enlarge this so that that text almost looks the same size as that one over there. And I'm just going to center it so it's nice in the middle. Doesn't seem to make that big of a difference, but if yours is a bit smaller, then just make sure we have everything here. So this was activity 1.1. Okay, so next, just going to left align again. Activity 1.2. Bolden and underline. So you can also just click underline and bolden here, but you'll see if you hover your mouse over it, you can keep Control in and B for bold, and Control in and U for underline. And then for italic, which we don't need to do, you just press Control and I. Okay. So for 1.2, the subject line is where you write the title of your email. This is a short sentence, so the recipient will know what the email is about. So when conducting emails, the subject here is going to get the attention of whoever you sent this message to. Right here, I just see names over here. I just want to see if I have an example of a good subject. But usually something like very important if something needs to be in by the end of the day. Very important. Now, in emails, you would very rarely use all caps, but this is just to show someone, okay, this is really important to look at this. Very important. Um, let's say marks needed for end of day. Let's say that was something that me as a teacher, I adjusted some marks, and I just want the person doing the marks just to read this first. So if they have like 20 emails over here, this is the first one they should look at, and this just helps telling someone what this is about. Then, okay, so that's the subject line. This is a short sentence, okay? Click in the box with the word subject in, and then type my family and friends. Okay, so my family and friends. So this is the activity, so we need to do that. And you can just read through this. We just went over through what the subject line is and the recipient. The recipient would be me, Mr. Erasmus, but you would have to type in the whole email address. So Mr. Erasmus the third at gmail.com. Okay, so for now, that's going to be the recipient, so Mr. Erasmus, and my family and friends. And that's all you had to do, activity 1.2. So we take a screenshot, and we just paste it inside here. Now, the thing is, you will see that we have activity 1.2 over here, and there's a whole page that we just lost because of that. So if you press the cursor at the start of activity 1.2, while keeping in control, press enter on your keyboard. What this does is it takes this activity 1.2 to the next page. So instead of mashing the enter button until it goes to the next page, and then also if I start typing in things over here, you'll see that everything goes down with this awkward space in there. Okay? If you press Control Enter like I did, I just want to take that away. So if you press Control Enter, now I can type things here and it doesn't affect my next page. So Control Enter is called a page break. So it breaks, well, it's not the official definition, but it breaks this heading from this page. So this page is still independent from this that we wrote over there. So you still have some space to make things bigger or smaller without it affecting your whole document. So if you're writing a book, you don't want one change you make on the first page to influence everything else. So Control Enter, it's a good thing to press. So we have this, we crop it. Just try and get everything inside there. And it seems a bit big. There we go. So now we have done activity 1.2. So I'm going to press Control Enter for a page break, and then we're just going to write activity 1.3. It doesn't seem boldened. Oh, it was. Okay, my bad. Okay, so 1.3, the box below subject is where you type your message. So here's a box, there's a box, and there's a box. So the box below the subject, so this is recipient, subject, and this is where the message is going to be. Write a message to your teacher in the email you composed for activity 1.1. Tell your teacher some interesting facts about your family and your friends. Start and finish it with the appropriate greeting. Here's an example email. Dear Mr. Shakespeare. Okay, then you have your message, and then best wishes or kind regards, and then just your name. So with any email, so if you are sending emails to your boss or you're sending emails to a friend, even if you really know that person, it is good etiquette to, you'll see that word etiquette, that it's almost like having good manners in real life. You would always say thank you to someone giving you something, and you would always ask please when you ask for something. It's good etiquette. So it's just a polite way of communicating without being, uh, well, it's having good manners on emails. So you always start with dear, and or you can say greetings, or you can say whoever, whomever it may concern. So if you don't know who you're addressing, whoever it may concern, and then you have your message. So message, and you have this whole paragraph, and then at the end you just say kind regards. You can also say regards. You don't have to say kind regards. Kind regards is usually something you tell a friend or a family, or if there's a colleague that you have a relationship with, you can say that. I usually just say kind regards. I like saying kind regards because I want people to know that I'm sending regards kindly. But you can say best wishes. There's different ways of ending an email, but I would say for now, for this email, you can just say dear Mr. Erasmus. Okay, and then you can start your email. My family, blah 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 blah. So you can tell me a bit about your family. If you have dogs, we have 48 dogs, and all of them are afraid of our 6 cats with no tails. Okay, anyway, so you can type in whatever you want there, and at the end of your family message that you want there, then you just say kind regards, and then I will just say my name. So if it's someone you know, you can just keep your name there. So if it's a colleague, you'll just say your name or whatever they would call you. If it's someone you don't really know and it's the first time you're sending them an email, so if you want to inquire about a product that you're interested in but you can't find it on the person's website, then you say, okay, well, this is my message, do you have the product? Then you'll just say kind regards, Jean-Claude, and your surname. So there are some unwritten rules on how to, they are written, but so no one would tell you, okay, your email was wrong. It's just you kind of have a first impression that you leave on people by your standard of email. So you want to keep it professional most of the times. But again, if it's family, you can just keep it like this. Even with family, you'd even send this to your parents. You say, dear mama, dear papa, I love you very much, kind regards, or love, just like you would a letter, love, Jean-Claude, or so. It depends on what type of email you are sending. So for now, you guys are sending me a message about your family. So you're giving me some information about your family. So I would just say keep it like that, kind regards. And since we don't actually know each other, just put in your name and your surname. Okay, so that was activity 1.3, and then the image shows the text in the new message, so it was like that. You need to make sure your message is appropriate for the recipient. Now that's what I was just talking about. Is it a family member, a teacher, a boss, a colleague? It depends on who you're sending this for, and that needs to be appropriate for them. You won't use WhatsApp language saying, my family, we have 48 dogs and all of them are afraid of our 6 cats. Like, you won't send this to me or your boss, because I would say, okay, there are spelling errors, we need to change something here. So you can send that to a friend if they understand that, but it won't be appropriate sending a message like that to me. And emails need to start and finish appropriately. It's just like in HTML, you have a start and an end tag. So our start tag would be dear and then the recipient's name, and an end tag saying kind regards and your name. So you always have to start an email and you need to end it. Usually the very first sentence. Sometimes people don't have all the time to read through an entire book that you just sent them. like I'm joking when I'm saying book, but a whole big message, then you can just have a summary of what everything is about at the start. So if you're leading up this huge question on, do you have this in stock? Instead of saying, I have this computer and it has these parts, I want to have this software running on it, you have this whole message, and in the end only you ask, do you have this specific computer component in stock? Instead of having that at the very end, you can just have this, uh, do you have the component 9000 in stock? Okay, and then you can start explaining your story. So with emails, you need to kind of have an introduction so that if the person doesn't have time to read through everything, at least they know exactly what this is about. And yeah, you have paragraphs, you have start, end, and the message. It's also nice to, at the end of a message, have a conclusion. I love my family. I don't like them. I wish I had a new one. Hopefully that's not true for any of you. But yeah, you just have a conclusion of everything that you have said, and with the introduction, you just lead up to what it is you're going to say. So there is actually quite a science to having a good email. But for now, you just tell me a story, and stories have introductions, it has a body, and it has an outro as well. So just keep that in mind. And your email should start with greetings, for example, dear or hello, and finish with a greeting, for example, thank you, best wishes, exactly what you would when writing a letter. Check your spelling and grammar before sending your message. Okay, so you will see that sometimes while typing, I also miss some letters that I spell incorrectly. But the nice thing with Google is that it will actually give you a suggestion. Okay, so afraid doesn't seem right, so I'm going to say afraid. But something like a name, they want to say Jean Claude, which is not how I spell my name. So I'm just going to politely ignore their suggestion there. And for some reason that doesn't put in the auto correction thing there, so that's fine. But also just go read through your messages, because you also lose some of your professionalism if you have spelling errors. It's quite unsightly. Make sure you have included a subject and it matches your message. So my family and friends, I know exactly that this should be about family and friends. So if you start talking about your hobbies, your subject and your content here don't really match up, so it's kind of confusing, and it seems that this subject wasn't a good subject for what this was about, so it was misleading. And use simple, readable font. Do not use different colors, a fancy font, or put whole words in capitals. This is shouting. So we have. So never do that. Like that's just a good rule of thumb to have with emails. Try to stay away from all caps, and it's really not necessary to change the font. The whole point of an email is just to convey a message over. So there's no need to format the text, but there's nothing wrong if you want it to look a certain way. But generally, you can keep everything left aligned, and you can have your message like this. If you want to make something stand out more, then you can go and bold in some things or underline, like if you want this to be a big centerpiece, like you have 48 dogs, you're really proud of it. In this case, I wouldn't mind that, but I would actually say just try and stay away from all the editing of the text, depending on for who you're sending this to. But if you need to accentuate something, I would just say just bolden it. That's what I use. If I want to accentuate something for their eyes to quickly see, if they're just scanning through the emails, I see this is something going to be about 48 dogs and 6 cats, so it makes me curious. Now I'm actually going to read the whole thing. So you can use it, but this is a good rule to follow. Okay, so that's my email. So yours would be more full than mine. So I'm just going to say print screen, and I paste that in there. I crop. Now that it has been cropped, now we just have to make sure that we save this as a PDF. So in this assignment, they never told us that we had to send it. So this is all you need for this, and you just say file. You can either say print and then say print to PDF. This will also save it as a PDF, or you can say save, browse, and instead of a Word document, you're going to save it as a PDF. And now we can just save it as a name. What would we call it? Oh no, it's not this one, it's this one. So name, surname, and activity 1. So name, surname, activity 1. So Jean-Claude, and then my surname, and activity 1. And just make sure that it's a PDF, and you just say save, and then this you can just upload on your Google assignment. That's it. Hope it helped. It was a long video, but it's some clarity on the activities, and if you have any questions you can ask me. But for now, it is important that you guys understand the theory parts, because in a test I would ask you what all of these things mean. So just so that you know, these are important for the test. But in real life you will later on know exactly what these things mean, but for now might be new words, but just know what they are. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.